My 25M roommate, 25M, kissed me on my forehead on his way to work this morning. I work at a restaurant currently, so my workdays usually don't start until around 3:30 p.m. and they don't end until around 1 a.m. So usually I sleep in while my roommate starts work pretty early. We've never had any issues, in fact, living with him has been great. We get along well, and both of our girlfriends have started becoming friends. Basically, it's great, until this morning. Both of us usually keep our doors shut when we sleep, but never locked. And this morning, this cheeky bastard opens my door and walked in ever so slightly. He then, as careful as possible, kissed my forehead and said, "Sleep well, I'm off to work." I was half asleep, so a lot of this is still hazy. I woke up officially around 10 a.m., and was honestly convinced it was a dream. Now I'm wondering if he's done this before, because I'm a very heavy sleeper. I might have just caught him today by chance. How do I respond to this? Edit. I appreciate all the advice I've been getting on this. I'm confused on some responses claiming this is a joke. I would ask what that means, but I don't speak Spanish. I appreciate the English responses either way. He didn't even say no homo lol. I might be like, I had the weirdest dream. Only thing to do now is up the ante. Kiss him on the neck with some glittery lip gloss and tell him you love him. I think he's now established that you're the bottom. This is going to be like that gay chicken story that ends with them owning a B&B in Vermont, isn't it? My 32F wife seems to hate me, 33M. And I don't know what I can do about it. My wife and I have been married 7 years and have a 1-year-old daughter. Since the pregnancy and delivery, things have been tough, especially since I had to go back to work at 3 months. She did get diagnosed with mild PPD but says she has gotten over it despite not taking medication or going to therapy. We have some great moments, but it's always stressful with the baby and I am a punching bag for her. Nothing I do is right, no amount I do is enough and nothing I say to justify myself is allowed. She consistently undermines any confidence I have and solely blames me for her anger and says she has no need for therapy but it's me that's the problem. She also did say that she hates that I work so much and that I have no right to be tired at all. I'm trying to see what I can do here, but have hit a wall. I did hope things would start to get better as our daughter got older, but if anything they have got worse. My only hope is that things somehow get better when our daughter goes to childcare in May and my wife returns to work in June. If not, I think the best option, and I say this with a lot of sadness, would be for us to separate. 1. You don't just get over PPD by doing nothing. 2. If she is treating you terribly, and it is getting worse, that is a sign she isn't over the PPD and/or there are other issues. You both need therapy because this is an awful environment in which to raise a child. I suffered from PPD badly. It doesn't just go away, and it's not a safe environment for a child to be raised in. Some women develop psychosis from PPD and some have killed their children as a result. She needs to see a doctor and be evaluated correctly and then put onto medication and therapy to help her. Otherwise she will just get worse. My mother never had her PPD treated. It turned into narcissistic personality disorder. She treated me like shit growing up and blamed me for everything that wasn't even my fault. Now she acts like she never did anything wrong and wants access to my child. PPD isn't just depression. It can also manifest as anger, which your wife seems to have no shortage of at the moment. It also doesn't just magically get better. She needs therapy, and you could probably use some as well just to help you cope with the situation. If she refuses to get it, then there's nothing you can do to make her. Therapy only works if someone is invested in giving it a fair shot. If she's not, and she continues abusing you like this, then getting some space away from her may be your only option for your own mental health. Info. What's the current split with housework and looking after the baby? When was the last time you both got a solid 8 hours sleep, or time away from the baby, just the two of you? What happens when you stand up for yourself when she goes off on a tirade? My 24M girlfriend, 24F, is blaming me for getting fired. We've been living together for the past 6 months. About 2 months in, I realized her sleeping schedule is a bit worrisome. She'd sleep 12–15 hours daily, and say she's tired when she's awake. I was worried something was wrong, but she assured me she just feels tired. She works from home so she could, at some point, accommodate her sleep with work. But then she received warnings from work that she's usually not active and needs to get it together. She asked me to wake her up and I genuinely truly tried my best. She does not wake up until she had a good 15 hours of sleep. I just kept wasting 10–20 minutes trying to wake her daily, to absolutely no avail. So I just stopped. Now she got fired because at work they know she's ghosting. She's super furious at me because I didn't wake her up as I said I'd do. I explained to her it was futile trying, she just didn't wake up at all. I asked her to see a doctor or a therapist or literally any professional to see if something's wrong. She ignored everything I said and did. And now I'm to blame for it. She's really angry. She's accusing me of essentially destroying her life. I don't really understand. Does she have a point? She needs to see a doctor. Sleeping 12–15 hours a day is not normal. This is not your fault. It's really scary that you'd be asking if she has a point. What point would that be? It's not your job to be her parent. How long had you been dating before moving in together? It sounds like this happened way too soon, which is never a good thing. It sounds like your girlfriend has some serious issues that she needs to address, and it's not your fault that she got fired. You tried your best to wake her up, but she was the one who chose to ignore her work and sleep all day. That's not healthy or normal, and she might have depression or some other condition that affects her energy levels. She should see a doctor or a therapist ASAP, and you should encourage her to do so. But don't let her blame you or guilt-trip you for something that's out of your control. You deserve better than that. This is absolutely not your fault. It's also not your fault if she refuses to get any help for what sounds like crippling depression that's legitimately is hampering her life. She doesn't have a point. You are not her parent who needs to wake her up for school. Classic deflection. You are right. She probably needs a psychiatrist because this has all the hallmarks of depression. But start with a doctor because sleeping that much could be something physical. It is her body telling her that something is wrong and that must be addressed. Yesterday. Existential crisis because my 30M girlfriend, 26F, wants to open our relationship. TL.dr. Girlfriend started a semester abroad and wants to open our relationship a little bit. I do not, and I have no idea how to deal with the situation or my feelings regarding it. In January my girlfriend of 3 years started a semester abroad. Prior to this we lived together. We met each other through mutual friends, and less than a month after that we were officially together. She was the person I imagined I would spend the rest of my life with. I had planned to propose when she returned. A few days ago she expressed her interest in opening our relationship a little bit. Not much, but she wants to be able to flirt and kiss other people. Same would go for me, only I am not interested. She said that she missed the excitement, the new, that this was something she had always felt she needed, even in past relationships. That now, being on her own, she finally felt like herself again. How good it felt to admit this to herself. That there was nothing wrong with me, but rather that no long-term partner could provide her with what she needs. She told me that I was perfect for her, that no other could ever measure up. For context, this is not the first relationship for either of us and we have both had multiple sexual partners prior to this relationship. This revelation has shocked me more than I thought possible. I am not interested in opening up our relationship, I want nothing but committed monogamy. I have no interest in other people, and the thought of her enjoying other people drives me insane. Honestly, the thought that she is so interested in others in itself hurts a lot. I am starting to resent her for that. Or I would, but right now I do not feel anything at all. Which is kind of unsettling. We talked a lot about it. She also sent me a TED Talk by Esther Perel, which did not help me. She wants me to at least think about it. She tried to explain her reasoning to me, hoping that I would be capable of seeing things from her perspective. She also hinted that being allowed to express herself this way might have a positive effect on our sex life, which has not been that great after the honeymoon phase. This is also at odds with my worldview. I always thought that most people want monogamous relationships. That this was how most people were happy. But apparently I am wrong. Is everyone else that interested in open relationships? Am I just one of the few that cannot handle it? Is there something wrong with me? With what I want? Should I just forget about it, because those kinds of relationships are a thing of the past, and anyway, people were never happy in them? I have so many questions, and I would truly appreciate any input. Please help me make sense of this. Can a relationship with such opposed needs work at all? Will it only get worse with time? Will she suddenly find herself wanting to sleep with others once she kissed them? Should I just let her try it, and see how I feel? Will I then hate myself? Is this relationship doomed? Should I just end it now, rather than have it end later anyway? Am I crazy for wanting a monogamous relationship in which my partner is only attracted to me and I to them? Is that not something that anyone else is interested in? Don't feel forced into this. If you're not comfortable, don't do it. If your girlfriend is already saying things like she misses the excitement etc., then she's maybe already done something. Sorry to say that. It won't stop at kissing either. Sorry op. As soon as she asked to open the relationship, it was over with, my love. I'm sorry. She wants other people. You don't. She keeps trying to push you to do this. You still don't. There is no middle ground. There's nothing wrong with wanting a monogamous relationship. There's also nothing wrong in wanting an open or poly relationship. But if you aren't interested in an open relationship, you would be doing both of you a disservice by agreeing to it. If she needs physical contact with other people to be happy, this is not the right relationship for you. If she doesn't see that you two are not compatible in this, she's selfish and not interested in what's right for you. Sorry man. That's crushing. But the damage is done. No matter what happens, you'll always know she wants to be with other people. Definitely don't force yourself to keep a hold on her. She's not committed any longer. Make your peace with the relationship ending now, or drag it on and drive yourself insane thinking about who she's with every night. For what it's worth, my then girlfriend and I both went abroad to different countries with this same, light open, set of rules. Boy did that not go well. Turns out the gap between, "no I have a BF," and kissing is significantly wider than the gap between kissing and having sex. Anyways, worked out great for me in the end as I met my now wife the day I got back from abroad. Would not recommend replicating though.